Hi everyone, happy Sunday. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I'm excited to bring you this vlog. Yesterday, I was talking about the conditions at the county and state level of incarceration in the state of California, where I live myself. And not only the conditions, but also how it's going in this period of COVID and the outbreak. And then back to overall specifically the medical, the nutritional, and general conditions in there, which I find very interesting because I've been an inmate, a prisoner, several times in California. Well, only in California, still bad enough, but so I personally witnessed those conditions. And by the way, I have here my collection of coffee table books, vintage coffee table books that I've amassed over the past month or so, which I'm going to be using as accent pieces uh, in my place as soon as I'm finished with all of the renovating. And it's taken a long time, many mucho months. Is it mucho months? Anyways, so speaking of conditions, and specifically nutritional conditions and medical conditions, today I'm going to talk about my own personal conditions and my latest experience after my recent food poisoning. And today I'm getting back to normal, kind of, but I'm still have to take it gradually. And I'm going to go over some of my favorite things to eat and how I'm introducing regular foods back into my diet. With that, I do want to say this. I must have gained weight over quarantine because these are my size 24s. These are my rag and bone, which I've mentioned that rag and bone is one of my favorite brands. I love rag and bone. I love Mother, Page, Seven, all of those lines. But here's the thing. These are my size 24s and they're really tight. I feel like a hippo. Don't get me wrong. I love hippos. I think they're so cute. I mean, but I'm an animal lover. But I feel like a hippo. I feel the size of a hippo. So I was wearing 24s. I've gone back to my closet. All of my jeans were 24s. Last year I made a mistake and ordered a size 23 in Madewell, which didn't go well. And I wore them anyways, like I had to squeeze into them. But those are now out of the question, so I might just be selling them on Poshmark. I do have a Poshmark now, Sick Mystic. But yeah, so I seriously need to get back in the saddle, get back on the horse, because this is just wrong. I have so many nice clothes, and if I can't wear them, what good are they? So who am I kidding? I'm like a 25 or 26 now. Let's be real, I'm a 26 now. Yeah, I believe in transparency. I'm ashamed of myself because I was in excellent shape. I'm still absolutely healthy, but yeah, I need to go back to what I was. This ain't working. And with that, I'm going to be showing you guys some of my favorite foods that I'm reintroducing back into my diet. And I'm also going to admit, in honesty, I've been eating after the food poisoning and getting back into the swing of things. I've been eating a lot of chocolate, like back to eating a lot of chocolate. I'm not talking about like the healthy, coconut milk, purely naturally sweetened chocolate. No, I'm talking about I've been eating Cadbury bars. I've been eating Hershey's. Yeah, with my bougie ass. You know, I've been eating um, store-bought chocolate, um, ice cream, the non-dairy Ben and Jerry's. I eat it for the filling. And the non-dairy is not as delicious as Ben and Jerry's, you know, full dairy ice cream. But the thing is that I can't have dairy because of my reaction. And specifically my reaction is that I start sneezing, I start itching, and I have flu-like symptoms when I have dairy. So I break out in hives and I'm itching thinking about it. So yeah, but first and foremost, I'm a vegan because of animals. So that's the most important thing, the most important reason to me, because animals are the most important to me, hands down. So with that, let's get to it. Of course, for the past several days, I've been mincing fresh celery and carrots. And the reason I got bagged ones, I usually don't, is because I've been too lazy, honestly, to get the bunched ones and bring them home and scrub and wash them. So I got these, and I've been mincing them and eating them with, this is really good. It's actually low sodium, but you can't really tell. I mean, it's basically a spice, you know, in a bouillon. And I just dissolve this. I refrigerate my box of bouillon, vegetable bouillon, and I just dissolve it in hot alkaline water with the minced vegetables. I mean, is it the most satisfying? No, it's not. But it's how I started out. Actually, when I was at the hospital, right before they released me and kicked me out while I was still woozy on morphine. And no, I wasn't driving. So, I was prescribed a brat diet. So the brat diet, after any gastrointestinal issues, is bread, rice, applesauce, bananas. So you're basically on a starch carb diet. But I get it, you know, they didn't tell me why, but I knew right away that they want you to be on a more alkaline diet, you know, and definitely, you know, of course, nothing spicy or anything like that. And I love, love, love spicy foods, you know. But yeah, I had to be on a brat diet for a few days. Instead of the bread, I did my saltines. But so I've been reintroducing this stuff into my diet. And in the mornings, I'll have vegan eggs. Yesterday, I had a tofu scramble burger for lunch, which was pretty good. I mean, it's still fattening. Being vegan doesn't mean that you're eliminating fattening foods. It just means you're vegan because you're not eating animal products. So, and that's for my love of animals. But it's also healthier, but you have to be careful. You have to be careful of the carb content. And this has become one of my, speaking of carbs, but it does have 7 grams of protein. It's not the most protein, but compared to the other nutritional content, it doesn't really cancel out the protein, so that's a good thing. I just love these prawn style pieces, and I air fry mine or bake them in the oven, but you know, it's more exciting when they're air fried because they really are crunchy and delicious. I ran out of these, so I went and bought more today, several boxes, because these are not easily found, and they're 100% vegan, of course. Yeah, it's a processed food. I get it, you know, and I try not to eat processed foods, and I'll get into that in a few. And this is another one of my favorite foods. This is vegan yogurt. I buy the bourbon vanilla, and this one is really, it's good. It's strawberry rose. You don't really taste rose. You know, I know what rose flavor is because I drink rose water, pure rose water. Well, I dilute it with alkaline water, but so I know what rose is. You know, you taste the strawberry, but what I do with this in the bourbon vanilla is I, as soon as I take off the sleeve, you'll see it comes in a glass jar, which I like, you know. I mix either one with raw cacao powder, which is unsweetened because these are sweetened already with maple syrup. So they're sweet enough for me. And I mix them with the raw cacao powder and steel cut sprouted oatmeal. And to me, it gives it a good crunch, and it's a little, it gives it the texture that's a little more substantial. So I really like that. And I think maybe part of my issue was too that I had been doing that. I've been eating so much of that blend, and that might have contributed to my attack, you know, which we think is food poisoning, and I'm pretty sure it was because of, you know, what happened to me. And this is one of my favorite quintessential California foods. It's an avocado sprout sandwich. I love sprouts, clover sprouts, not broccoli sprouts. I love sprouts. This is really delicious. It's non-dairy, and it has avocado, whole wheat bread, tomato, alfalfa sprouts, veganese, which is made with apple cider vinegar, so it gives it a really delicious tang, and no sugar. And then, you know, the soy slices, lemon juice, and mustard flour. I try not to have soy. I do once in a while, so. And for dessert, I actually bought several thousand of these. I'm exaggerating, but when I like something, I buy so many until I just max out and burn out on it. But this is Nelson's raw cinnamon raisin bread. It's so, so good. I love Nelson's raw products, and this is the coconut butter brownie. They're raw and vegan, and they are so good. I mean, these are made in Eagle Rock. I first discovered them in Eagle Rock about 3 years ago, and I've been hooked ever since. But I didn't drive to Eagle Rock to buy these. I bought them a little more locally. And I haven't seen these in such a long time. So today when I saw them, I only bought a couple, but these nanas, I call them nanas. You know, I pronounce it nanas. I've always loved these cookies. They're sweetened with fruit juice and no sugar, not even maple syrup. But I think they're really, really good. They're not overly sweet, even though this says sweet perfection, or maybe that's just what it's called, but it's not overly sweet. It's a peanut butter cookie, and I love peanut butter. And I mentioned this yesterday in my vlog. When I was in county jail and state prison, I survived on peanut butter because I didn't eat any of the cold cuts that they like to give you every single day. I never have touched one of those, and I never will. I think they're absolutely disgusting, but I understand when you're a prisoner and you're hungry, you do what you have to survive. And that's for the ones who do shop and even don't shop canteen. You know, you do what you got to do to survive. And I mentioned yesterday also that prisoners are, I have to say this, the most resourceful human beings. They're absolutely the most resourceful human beings. I mean, they know how to make apple pie out of ramen noodles. So, and ramen noodles are almost toxic for your health, but they are a staple when you're incarcerated, because even though on the state level, there's a very long, huge canteen list, and on the county level, there's a large commissary list, but that's only if you're in general population, and they've always isolated me in jail because several years ago I had a lawsuit against them, and the county jail staff in California, namely in Los Angeles, are absolutely sadistic. They're not just military, but they're sadistic. And I'm not saying they're sadistic because they're military. I'm saying they're sadistic because that's what they are. They love to make you suffer. And anyways, so that's what they did. They put me in the system as being a K-10, which just permanently, anytime that I've been arrested and jailed, automatically when they process me in, I'm thinking that this is how it goes. They look somewhere on the system, in the system on the screen, and it must have like red flashing notice or alert that I'm a K-10. That's all I can think of that alerts them, because they always K-10 me, which I prefer. You want to be celled by yourself. At least I do, and there are a lot of people like me in that county jail because conditions are so bad. I would prefer to be celled by myself in the state prison when I was there, because you don't want to be celled with anybody else, let alone 7 others in an 8-man cell. It's evil in there. I mean, among the inmates on the state level, because of the drug use, the violence. So you can lose your date and not go home on your release date. And if you're somewhat normal, you don't want that. So it's really difficult. And the food in there is catch as catch can. You know, I mean, you do what you got to do to make it. And when I was in there in 2017, I did shop, but not as much as I used to when I was there before. So even if you shop, I mean, all you're getting on the canteen is more noodles, which are pure carbs, and they're starch carbs. Okay, so if you have a condition like diabetes or any other chronic or maybe acute condition, it really, I mean, it results in a wreckage on your system. So, you know, I mean, even me, as healthy as I was, I would not really eat noodles. Once in a while I would, you know, so what I would do is I would get the chili flavored one, you know, instead of the chicken or the beef. And like prisoners do, I would put the noodles in the hot water, crush them, drain them, and make what is known as a casserole, which all you do is you mix it with mayonnaise, or that's all I did. I would mix it with mayonnaise, and the carrots that I would steal out of the serving hall where we went to for breakfast and dinner, or if there were carrots in the lunch, which there seldom were, and those were bagged carrots. So I would just use a blade from the shavers that we could buy from Canteen, remove the blade, mince the carrots, and that was it for me. That was my version, and to me that was delicious for being in prison. I mean, it wasn't, you know, the best thing in there, but what can you call the best in there? You know, it is what it is. So these are some of the foods that I've been eating. I've been drinking a lot of tea because it's been really difficult for me to drink water, but I'm getting back into it. So that's why I spike my water with rose, to make it easier to drink. And so I keep referring to these coffee table books. When I am at home, I prepare a lot of, you know, salad, bib lettuce. I like bib lettuce. I like iceberg lettuce. Lettuce is actually really, really good for you. It's good for, of course, detoxifying if you eat or juice enough of lettuce, but lettuce also has collagen, so it's really good for you. And I also add um, collagen, like organic packets of organic collagen to my coffee in the mornings. I use it as a sort of creamer along with my almond milk. So that's really good. And cinnamon, but I haven't been taking I haven't been taking any cinnamon lately. I think I'll go back to that because that's a mainstay in my diet, is a lot of cinnamon and clove powder. So that's what I've been starting back up to eat again. Again, I'm back on cutting all refined sugar out of my diet and stopping the chocolate, which is why I have my raw vegan brownie. I've already had a big cookie today. This is the last one I have left, and these also are not easy to find. So I have to ration this, and also I just have to ration myself because I need to lose weight, because I went from a 24, which is basically a size 0, to like a size 4 now. I'm in 26. So that's another thing. And I did find a size 30 pair of Joe's high-waisted brand new jeans at a really nice thrift store today. So yeah, I will touch on this lightly. I love top quality products and items and everything, and I firmly believe in you get what you pay for. So I don't believe you should skimp. If you're able to not skimp, you shouldn't when it comes to the following: supplements, food, clothing, which are your investment pieces, and some outerwear, and then there are other items too. So I do thrift a lot because it's just so much fun. I love vintage items, but once in a blue moon, I find something like a pair of premium label clothing like Joe's or Sevens, which I really think that I've been fortunate enough to find. Other than that, when I buy clothes, I will buy better clothing because, I keep my things very nice. I am hoping to buy a designer bag, not premium label, a designer bag in the near future. We'll see. So, but this top also, I love this top. I have it in blue, and I've worn it for a couple of vlogs. I'm absolutely obsessed with this top, and I think I bought this at Target. I just love it. It was like, I don't know, maybe $16.99. Obsessed. It fits perfectly. It's a peplum. It's an A-line. I mean, it falls and drapes beautifully. And yeah, I got it for such a great price. It was like really, really cheap in price, but not in quality. So, I mean, I'll hand wash this. I mean, it's so easy to wash. But yeah, this is the first time I'm wearing this with these rag and bones. And so, I mean, it's high-low, but I believe in not skimping on the important things. So thank you so much for being here, and I will be back very soon with another really fun, informative, exciting vlog. Bye.